Day 5 of the 2025 Australian Open. Val Febo here with you for women's singles action between Julie Trypas and Vicki Degenhardt. So New South Wales versus South Australia. And alongside me, the birthday boy yesterday. He's a day older than his birthday, but we're still celebrating the one and only Troy Corber. Troy, welcome.
Good morning, Val, and good morning, viewers. Looking forward to another great day of bowls. Got treated to a couple of close games that weren't sort of decided until the final few ends, and then in the middle, of course, we got to see the exploits of Carmen Anderson and Ellen Faulkner, which was a treat for everyone. So looking forward to another good day today.
Some good photos of Carmen Anderson that we took yesterday. I can't wait to have a look at that on our social media channels at some stage. At the moment, it's 1-0 in favour of Debbie, trying to get these these scoreboards up and running, but I'm not sure what exactly is happening. It's not giving me the options, so hopefully
the match officials of the day started a bit early on us, without warning.
Absolutely dirty on that.
So we have missed the first end, but
Connor Munnings, welcome to you. I wasn't sure if you wanted your mic up or not, but welcome, the special comments man.
Yeah, just quickly while I was on the stream, I was caught off guard.
Well, we were pretty much, I went across the road just to get some lip balm because I'm a diva and some tissues, and came back with 8 minutes before we started, was ready to go, and then all of a sudden they blow the horn.
Yep.
So, apologies, everybody, but we are here and try and get that scoreboard up for you as soon as we can. So they're just going to kick a couple out here. Adelaide Bowling Club, of course, a very prominent one, Troy, within the bowling landscape. They host the Adelaide Masters every year around Easter, on Easter weekend. A lot of great players, and they get a lot of good people at the Adelaide Bowling Club, and Scott Thorborn is one of those. Lainey McGorman, Kate Argent-Bowden, of course, Sandy Wallace as well.
And Vicky tells me Bushy's been coaching there as well. And a beautiful picturesque setting there near the Adelaide Botanical Gardens. Absolutely stunning location.
Yeah, it is a fantastic spot. It's a good city, Adelaide. There's a bit to do. I went there last for Gather Round a couple of years ago. And it was heaving. Rundle Mall's got some great areas to shop. Also some great wineries in the Barossa Valley, of course.
Well, I think we've got our first umpire call in 5 days. Yeah,
we haven't had one, have we? So there was one maybe on day 2.
So Marka Di Pierce, who's with us today from South Australia.
First umpire measure anyway. We had one of the jack rolls on day 2 where we weren't sure if it was in or out.
True.
I think Mark Wybrow and Tyrone Alberti in that contest, but that's the only other time that we've seen one of our wonderful international technical officials come out. They do such an amazing job.
We've got the laser happening.
Love a good laser.
Laser.
I know exactly where that one's from. Any Austin Powers fans out there?
We're 2 ends in and the pop culture references have started.
Those, I need to watch those again. Those movies still hold up to this day, and it's one more to Vicki Degenhardt. We're playing to 21 today, as opposed to yesterday when we were playing 18 ends. But to 21 is what we're going to. .20 is the scoreline.
So, good start for Vicky. She's at her 3rd AO appearance, and it's a family affair for her. Her boys both play. Quite proficient at the game as well, she tells me.
It's great when you see the Australian Open. There's so many generational stories, and I wrote an article back in 2022 about the 2021 Australian Championships, and that was played in 22 because it was postponed for COVID. And we had Deborah Lee and Jess McMullen playing in the same Australian triples team that ended up winning the gold medal with Beck Van Ash. Beck, of course, an absolute superstar of this sport. Hopefully she's listening. I did take a couple of Australian Open titles off her in one of the daily wraps, so I apologise, Beck. But then you look a couple of days later and you've got Rob McMullen playing, and Jess and Rob, of course, husband and wife. And you see it on so many other occasions as well where families play.
Saw a great photo on Facebook this morning of little Stevie Bird Monk with his dad Chris. They've played in the AO pairs together, I think it's for the last 3 years. They're having a photo at each AO. It's a bit of a tradition they're building. Stevie's a real character. Provided a lot of entertainment at the state junior titles in Queensland earlier in the year.
Also had Isaac and Georgia Morn playing, the brother and sister combination, who both live up here now. They were playing for Tasmania. Alec Forsyth, Kelly McCarrahan that year, so great to see. And then Anthony Einfeld, winner of the fours, playing the uncle of Mark Maisel, who ended up winning the fours title together for Mount Lawley. We are going to have a look at this scoreboard issue. We do apologise, but for some reason BowlsLink isn't quite doing what we're after.
So it's 2-0 to Vicky's favour at the moment, and she is holding at the head. There is still a lot of room here for Julie. She's using size 1 Turbo Pros. First time we've seen the Turbo Pros get a run. Talking about run, the greens starting at a touch over 14. When we started on Saturday, they were starting in the low 13s. So we're seeing, with this beautiful weather we're having, it picking up day by day by day. And the players will find that this green will run a second quicker by the time they finish this game, depending on how long it goes for. Magnificent conditions. It's like Groundhog Day here on the Gold Coast. An absolute repeat from yesterday. Crystal blue skies. Not a breath of wind at the moment. Magnificent conditions for bowls. That will trail out of the count, so still one there for Vicky. Last chance for Julie to get on the scoreboard and open her account. Didn't get that one away super well, and it's definitely affected her weight there. Fairly certain this will be another single for Vicky. I don't think it's 2. We will get that confirmed by the players.
She started well, Vicky.
Yeah, she's been pretty solid. She's been playing 10 years, so she does have a bit of experience over Julie, who's only been playing 4 years. And perhaps that's just showing in settling into this game. And confirmed, another single for Vicky. So we are now at 3-0 after 3 ends.
We are looking to get that scoreboard working. It'll be up in a second. But until then, Troy Corber will keep giving you score updates.
Exactly right.
So I've rung the BowlsLink mastermind, Aaron Delaporte, and he will aim to endeavour to get this sorted for us. But yes, Troy is bang on the money. It's 3-0.
Nice long end played here by Vicky. It's probably only 2 feet short from maximum length. So she's really stretching it out. I mentioned yesterday the greenkeepers are doing such a wonderful job here at Broadbeach. All 4 greens running a very similar pace. Makes it easier for the players adapting from green to green. And this pace green, every shot in the book can be played. opens up the game to all shots. That sort of 14 to 16 second time range.
The greens will start moving probably around the second session is when they're their quickest. Hearing all reports that green 1 is absolutely flying, Troy.
Ooh, well, I think I'm up there tomorrow morning.
Very exciting to see. Got on the comments, Kitty Van Ditchhausen. I think that's how you say it. Good morning from Melbourne. Thanks for the great commentary. Well, thank you for listening. Without you, the commentary is not there. So, thank you for listening, Kitty. You're one of the family members here at RINKSIDE Live, and Joe Whitehead as well. Great to have your company. Asking how I remember these facts. Oh, I don't know. I've got a lot of useless information in my brain at times.
I still ask about that every day.
We call him Rain Man.
When you do work around the sport for 4 years, I take things in visually. So if I'm in attendance or I've watched something, I'll remember it.
I mean, ultimately it's your job, but Val, you've really committed yourself to diving into the sport, and you to be commended on that. And
I knew absolutely nothing about it when I first started. Well, not nothing, bits and pieces, but...
So another nice bowl there coming in from Vicki.
Just got the manual scoreboard up there at the moment.
Yep, thank you, Connor. You're a star.
So we'll look to use that till we get bowls link up and running.
I feel bad. I forgot that it's 7 a.m. in Perth, and I've given Aaron a call. I think he was awake, but apologies, Aaron, if you are listening.
Does Aaron sleep, does he? I
Yes.
thought he was a robot.
No, he does sleep.
There's a mountain of work, Aaron.
He does.
Very fortunate rub there for Julie Trypas.
Probably could have rung Alex Renzella.
This came off the inside. Still one down. Still one to Vicki, but...
It looks a lot nicer for Julie now that she's got that one at the front. Cuts the count down. At the moment, Vicki certainly started better than Julie, but Julie's been good enough just to not lose multiples, and we've seen that over the last 4 days. Multiples have really killed teams and individuals in the singles. Where this rink is in a fair bit more than what we were yesterday. And we found in Weval this ditch side really hooped yesterday with that extra pace that was in the green. It had been, just reasonably tight leading up in the days prior, but yesterday it was hooping, wasn't it?
Yes. Especially, yeah, you're right, the ditch side, it was moving like a freight train. Maybe not as fast, but it was moving.
So I think it's 1 to Vicki here, but I'm sure they'll have a look at the second.
We talked about Groundhog Day. That's another one here.
Well, this is the thing. If you are Julie Trypas, you're saying, okay, I haven't won an end yet. But the bonus for me is that I haven't conceded anything more than a 1. I've been second shot every time. She scores a multiple. She's right back into this contest.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's all singles is a mental game. You got to think about all these sorts of things. Are we getting... Oh, have we gone?
We're all good.
Yeah,
I'm
all
just
good.
having it. Sorry, I was having a look at the rink next door.
Ah, right.
They've called an umpire for the measure, and
Very close to our rink as well.
and that's got to be in by an absolute mile.
Yeah, that's definitely in.
Yeah.
But Vicki, once again, excellent start here. Her first bowl has nearly been spot on every end, which is what you want to do in a singles match. Just keep heaping that pressure on.
So will Vicki think that that's in her eye or in her way? It's not, but she has decided to stay on that backhand side.
And well done, Vicki, to stay on that side, because a lot of people would change hands. Just that little bowl in a line, while it might not be in your line, just on the path in, and you have that chance of knocking. A lot of people would change and be scared of that. She has come under the head and a bit short, but...
So can Julie find a bit of everything here? She's using the tight Turbo Pros, but still just drifts under and still a little underweight. And now we might see Vicki forced to change over because the Great Wall of China's starting to get built there at the front.
Don't know who that was built by.
I'm presuming not the Chinese.
Emperor Nazi Goring.
Oh, wow.
Remember the ad? To keep the rabbits out.
Yep.
To keep the rabbits out, okay.
Oh, that is one of the greatest commercials ever made. It wasn't, of course.
She's going to count Vicki.
Yep.
How silly of me to think you were being serious, Val. I thought you were going to enlighten me with a really interesting fact there.
No, I'm pretty sure
we went to Emperor Nazi Goring.
No, I'm pretty sure it was built by the Chinese. No, just that I think it was a HBA commercial back in the day.
HBA.
One of the all-time commercials.
Julie's going to have to be running a bit quick here to stay under. Well, she's got a good result. Still one to Vicki.
Oh, it's a Telstra ad, sorry.
Yeah, I was thinking...
Yeah, Telstra. I knew it was some sort of insurance or tech, but yeah, Telstra. Well done to you, Telstra. Scoreboard should hopefully be ready to be working now. Aaron Delaporte has done a power of work at
7 a.m. in the morning in WA. Vicki here. Just looking to push her own over or tuck the jack, just take away any opportunity for Julie.
She's got a lovely line on this.
And she's done a magnificent job. She's probably still only got the one, but it makes it much harder for Julie to get shot here.
Yeah, I think Julie might need to swap it over here. Maybe try and work off the inside of Vicki's last bowl and come down the line. A couple of rolls on her own. Probably gives her the most chance of converting this head. And she does. Can Julie hold here? She can't. We can see, even with a Turbo Pro Bowl, the turn we're getting this early in the morning. Both ladies with their hardy support crews here on the sidelines. And you guessed it, it's one more to Vicki.
So ticking up in ones. Hopefully it's not a 21-end match of all singles. Because
I don't think I've ever seen that.
No. Are we on for our first yet?
So Julie represents the Curry Curry Bowls Club in New South Wales. It's a small town in the Hunter region of approximately 6,000 people. Huge rugby league breeding ground out there, Val.
All right.
Most notably, Andrew Johns was raised as a kid in Curry Curry.
Did he do
Joey
the
Johns?
better than Lego? Was that him or was that
Oh, I think that was Maddie, wasn't
Maddie? Yeah. And then Aaron Wilson.
I reckon Aaron Wilson did a better version.
Not when you were me standing on the other side of the camera. Trying to make sure he didn't say anything silly. That was a long night.
Great club out there at Curry Curry. They've got 3 greens, including a synthetic. Really beautiful facilities. And Nathan Wise has started up out there as their bowls coordinator. So great pickup for them there.
But yeah, that's better than Lego did go viral. In the Birmingham Village after Disco became a 2-time Commonwealth Games gold medalist. Only David Bryant joined him. or he's joined only David Bryant as a man to go to win to and go back to back in the Commonwealth Games, which is quite astounding. So 5-0, played 5 ends. Vicki Degenhardt in her third Australian Open from the Adelaide Bowling Club in South Australia. The great Scotty Thorborn's been lurking on the Gold Coast, playing with Charlie Hicks in the pairs. If you're Charlie Hicks, you are relishing every opportunity to play with Scotty. They knocked out Nathan Black yesterday.
You talk about characters of the game. Scotty's one of those.
I don't think I've met a more laid-back man.
Oh, if he was any more laid back, he'd be horizontal, Val.
Yep.
Yeah, both Scotty and Charlie got named in the South Australian national squad last night.
You'd be silly not to name Scotty. He's a superstar. I do want him to get a BPL title. I think everybody that loves the Bowls Premier League knows the Scott Thorborn Wayne Rudiger stat. And if Scotty can get there, I think everybody would be pretty happy.
Because they've been thereabouts a lot of times, haven't they?
5 finals, 3 for the Endurance, 2 for the Pioneers. And they've come 4th at the last 4 events, including 20 and 21, which it's very hard to make finals at the Bowls Premier League now. Very difficult. And he's been able to do it twice now with Rudy, one with Laney and one with Caitlin Inch. Mark Rossington on the comments saying morning from the Philippines. Where are you watching from in the Philippines? Mark, let us know, everyone, where you're watching from this morning. Might get read out.
Beautiful place to the world.
Have you been?
No, I want to go. So many islands to visit.
Yep.
Apparently the islands are magnificent.
Yeah, I've been researching. Want to go there?
A lot of people from the Philippines that I know, they are such a warm and welcoming people. I don't think I've met one that wasn't such a warm-hearted person.
Can Julie get under her own bowl? She can't.
But, oh no, it won't count. But I reckon, this is close.
We haven't had an indication from the marker, so this is our first chance to put our names on the line. I'm going with yellow.
I'm going with the Jack High Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going with yellow as well, Troy. I'm going to agree with you.
1 or 2?
1.
1? Yeah, me too. 1 yellow. How about you, Connor?
1 to yellow on the Jack High one.
The Jack High one?
Yep, I'm going Jack High one.
I don't think it's that one.
Cameras deceiving.
True.
Well, Vicky's put the mat down. We could both be wrong here.
Off to a good start here, lads.
No, I think it's the one that she's measuring there, the one behind at 6 o'clock.
I don't think it was. I'm not sure.
And once again, the chocks have come out, Val, and we did not visit. We didn't get time yesterday. We may get some time today.
I think so. But if you look at the bowl at about 4 o'clock, the blue bowl there of Vicky's, that I think is closer than the Jack High bowl of Julie. So that's in for second at least. Is that the shot, though? This is what we're trying to figure out. The chocks are underneath, and it is me and Troy. Whew. We're okay.
I'm just going something different.
You only go a half. Yeah, you get a half point, Connor, because you got the count right.
So she's on the board. Is Julie Trypas.
Nice settler for her there.
Yep. 6 ends played. 6 shots scored. 5-1 in favour of Vicki Degenhardt. And this could be the problem for Vicki because she has had all of the scoring. But say Julie manages to score a multiple here, she's right back in it.
Well, tactically, Julie has brought the mat up a fair way. She's about in between the 6 foot and minimum length with the mat. So we're playing around 8 to 9 feet shorter than what Vicki was rolling. Julie works as a support worker in New South Wales. She said she'd like to give a shout out to Mark, one of her clients who'll be tuning in and watching the action. Good morning, Mark. Feel free to drop into the comments any juicy goss you've got on Julie for us.
Why not?
Hope you enjoy the action.
What a start. After just getting on the board, she's putting a pearler with her first bowl. Pretty much jack high.
Both ladies were extremely nervous about being on Rinkside Live. They were not happy.
They're not showing it, Troy.
No.
It's been a high-class game so far.
I said to them, look, you won't even notice the camera's there after a few ends. Just get into your game and enjoy it. That's what you're here to do.
And look at this and Vicki. Wow.
Just taking those few ends for them to find their weight and line. And we're starting to see some quality bowls now.
Julie asking who has shot, and Marcus said, you're one down. To the last blue bowl.
She's coming into the milking zone again. Not too bad there. Nice little position at the back of the head.
A milking zone.
The milking zone.
What's that?
I'm not sure if it's a thing or if it's a Troyism, but
Enlighten us, Troy.
I'll have to have a think about it, Val. I've heard it before and I liked it. I guess you can milk shots with the position that she's in.
The teat of bowls. Don't we love it?
Can she get in the milking zone again? Because if she can pick up the jack this time, she's on the line for it.
Very close. Just not going to get there. So still favouring one to Vicki here.
She needs another one in there, though. She's a bit vulnerable. Just the one in there. 3 seconds to Julie.
Does have last bowl, though. Vicki sends her third bowl in. Got Mark Rossington. He's on the comments and said he's watching from Deenhart Island in the Philippines. And Steve Byrne is also watching from Dunedin in New Zealand. So great to have your company wherever everyone's watching from around the world, because we aren't just a local coverage. We go everywhere. Went to Nairobi, Kenya yesterday.
We did.
And there's a huge international contingent here on the Gold Coast as well.
Scotland, Canada, Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, New Zealand, England. So many people here from all around the world.
Cyprus.
Yes, Sarah Trotter, of course. Can't forget her.
Well, that's disappointing for Julie. She had everything to play for at that head, but she's dropped it short. Margaret Dye Pearce having a good hard look. Good move from Vicki here just to come and have a look at the head.
Yep. 2 hours, 15 minutes is what we're playing to. So started just prior to 9 o'clock this morning. Means that, I think, what was it, 9:55? So it's thrown me off completely for my time limits. Or it was 8:55, so 11:10. 10:10. 11:10. I'm not good with my time telling. I can start it from a round number.
Knows just about every stats about bowls since the year 2000.
Can't tell time.
Can't tell the time, no.
There's been times on the right line when I'm trying to go through, especially after October when daylight savings kicks in around the good parts of Australia. But there's about 8 different time zones, and then you've got myself, Lindsay Clark, Clive Adams in 3 different time zones, trying to tell everyone the different time zones that they're in. It's awful.
So there's nothing for tight for Vicki, and she is, but she's not going to hurt the head.
So we've been stitched up here. The section that we thought Scotty Thorburn was in, Charlie Hicks was actually playing with his brother Corey.
Oh, there
and
you
it
go.
wasn't updated. So we'll have to change that.
Dump Scotty to play with the bro, hey?
Well, I think Scotty was here, but he was only here for a couple of days.
Yeah, we did see him in early days.
So another one ticking up in the singles. 6-1 in favour of Vicki Degenhardt. No, it's not tennis. And there is the right line, of course, Bowls Australia's official podcast. Might have to do a special edition. We never usually do them at events because it is quite busy. But we did record a special edition of Without Bias yesterday, the three of us, and I thought that was quite good fun.
It was indeed.
Got some messages. Apparently we're going to win a Walkley. Got Lawn Bowls live streaming, watching from Wales.
So Vicki works in the education and training space. She helps coordinate placements for apprentices and trainees. She'll be hoping she's got these bowls well trained today.
We've had Mark Rossington again just saying Google Deenhart Island, originally from Newcastle, but I've just done so. And Connor is on Flight Centre right now.
It looks stunning.
What, you've booked your flight date for the 15th of June, Connor. That's the AO still on. Are you that keen to get there?
21st of June.
Flying straight from the Gold Coast of the Philippines.
So again, good openers from both ladies here. And again, it's tightish for the shot, maybe slightly favouring the yellow bowl. Julie on a nice track again. Can she get up to the jack? Wow. Marker holding the blue paddle down low, so indicating that Julie's holding. We can see even in this, look at this, what a great bowl, Vicki Degenhardt.
That was perfection there. Missed the jack. Sat the orange. Couldn't have played it much better.
So the front yellow beats the bowl that's just to the left of 6 o'clock. So it is the bowl on the line of Vicky's that's holding. And Julie is holding second shot at 2 o'clock. So if she can somehow get to the inside of that, she'll go close. Good effort.
Vicki has a chance to a little trail to make a 3 here. Of course, Julie still has one left.
Could it be the straw that breaks the camel's back? Of course, getting to 10 first is what we've been saying across even the women's pairs yesterday. Getting to double figures first. If you're there, you're generally winning. Only on one occasion on our streaming rink across this Australian Open, the 4 days and change, has someone gotten to 10 first and lost. So it's almost that little mini battle. And Vicki Degenhardt will be looking to put a dagger in the heart of Julie Trypas early.
I'm surprised she...
If she can clear this bowl and maybe rub off her own.
It's not a bad position, I guess, but now does Julie switch hands here? She's got much more to hit on her backhand, and she does. She'll be looking to try and sit that shot bowl and stay for 2. Roll one of her own up.
Multiple here would be huge for Julie Trypas.
It's a great track. Does it have the legs?
Not sure that it does. Urging it to hurry urging it to hurry.
Can she tip it over? Oh,
No. So what is the adjudication going to be?
it's going to be another single, Val.
Yeah, I think so.
They've actually taken out Julie's bowl here.
Have they?
Yes.
Or maybe I'm reading the markers.
Maybe
Getting
the-
confused with the marker's direction because she had the
Putting it
blue
down.
paddle down
Yeah.
low.
Then she had the orange one down low. I thought
Yeah,
they meant orange.
and it is 2. There we go. We finally get a multiple, and
Wow.
it's 2 to Julie Trypas.
Well, that explains why Vicki changed hands.
Yep. But it seemed, from our camera angles, it did seem like Vicki was holding. But
So,
there we
well,
go. Julie.
yeah.
First multiple of the match, and 6 shots to 3.
She'll take it. We know how to read die now. Even if she's got it pointing to the ground, that's still indicating who's holding shot. So we've learned our lesson there.
6-3 is the score at the moment. And, yeah, but none really the wiser as to who is going to win this contest.
She gets hold of the jack. There we go. Good work from Julie, giving that first bowl a shot. Picks up the jack. Good start.
We have Mark Rossington saying you're welcome to visit
Yeah, to
Deenhart Island.
Yep.
Do you have a spare bed, Mark?
Do you offer tour guide services?
we've been graced by the presence of Lee Munnings here. Connor, your dad,
Yeah, he just said
is here, absolutely dominating the Gold Coast up here with his bowling.
winning one game.
Oh,
6.
never let the truth get in the way of a good story, Connor. That's the first rule of media.
And Lee, still the best bowler in his family.
He did win the club singles down at Cremorne Bowls and Community Club this year, so
Julie's doing it all here. She switched hands and put another one in.
Well, this is now... look, there's a shelf for Vicki to play to.
It must look so appetising from
It
the mat,
does.
that Val.
Yep.
Vicky's
Extremely.
controlling herself. I'd be wanting to go searching for that.
Yep.
and now she's put one in away.
Yeah, that
herself as well.
hurts. David Baker in the comments asking what we've done with Mitch Mears. Well, he's been marking and doing a wonderful job, but he does have to work. Of course, the volunteers do a great job here, but they do volunteer their time. And
The truth is, David, the great man made his first mistake in about 10 years of marking, and so we sacked him.
that, well, this is a very promising head here for Julie Trypas. And Mark has said in the comments here that does have a spare bed, Connor, and his niece is a tour guide. So
Oh, we are set.
Okay,
Yep.
I'll keep that in mind, Mark.
we've got a junket to Deenhart Island. We're going to stream some stuff.
Have they got any bowls tournaments there we can go and cover?
We'll find one. We'll make one. Andrew Howie, we'll get him running an event. Well, now this is getting a little dangerous for Vicki Degenhardt because after winning the first 5 ends of this match, only scored singles. She's won 6 ends to 2.
Julie's consistency has really picked up. She was a bit shaky over the first 4 or so ends, but she has really started to hone in. Can she get back inside that to count? She can't, but she's going to go to a good spot.
Not sure why it says N10 on the scoreboard. It's actually N9, but it's okay.
Matters little.
Yep. But this is huge for Vicki Degenhardt because after leading it 6-1, if she can't affect things here, it's going to be 6 apiece.
Well, I like the line.
She needs to sit something.
Close as she has.
Oh, what a
And,
bowl.
well, what's the law? We go up in ones.
That was an awesome bowl under pressure from Vicki Degenhardt.
That was so desperately needed because she was on the verge of being even And now it's 7 shots to 3. Still leads by 4. But you feel as though, even though despite she's only won 2 ends, the momentum at the moment is with Julie Trypas. It's funny what a scoreboard can say and what's actually happening on the rink.
And never more so in bowls. It's one of the reasons I love the game. You can go out and not play all that well and win. And other days, you can go out there and play one of the best games you've ever played and get belted. It's a great level of bowls.
The great humbler. The teat of bowls. As we've...
well, Julie's been getting him in the milking zone lately.
Yeah, I have no idea what this milking zone is, but I think we're going to run with it.
Milking shots, mate. Milking shots. Drawing them out.
And how sort of close do you have to be in that? What are you calling the milking zone?
Well, the milking zone starts about 18 inches short of jack and then spreads out in a little bit of a fan to about 2.5 feet behind the jack. And for new bowlers, that's actually a really good exercise to put 4 cones up at around a jack and try and draw into the milking zone. So again, these ladies lead off with decent bowls. This one coming home nicely. You will have noticed already the increase in turn and pace that we've had since the game started.
Both players finishing around a foot and a half away from the jack, so probably Vicki at the moment you would say is in a better position. She's got 2 behind. She has a chance to trail for a number here, and Julie just dropping 2 foot short. I think Julie still might be holding, but Vicki does have a chance here to make a couple.
Might be slightly too high.
I reckon it's going to be shot.
Yep. With brilliant weight, I think she's got shot.
I have been wrong on jack high bowls before, though.
Indicating to Julie that she's 1 down, so that last bowl is shot.
Of course, what a great night for sport it was overnight. The Socceroos getting through to the World Cup next year, defeating Saudi Arabia 2-1, and after a monumental win over Japan last week. First one since 2009. Oh, Julie.
It's been a big week in sport. We had the Roland Garros finals the last few nights, one of the best games of tennis of all time.
I actually, you think of tennis matches, and I've looked at, obviously me being very heavily into it, they're talking about the comparisons of that match, and the only thing I can think of in terms of the similar drama, the same pageantry and the same level was Federer Nadal Wimbledon 08, and that is number 1 for Vicki Degenhardt. But yeah, and then Socceroos getting through. Of course, AFL, NRL still going, the bowls.
And then the World Test Championship starts tonight.
Oh, yes, it does.
I'll be watching some of that.
Marnus Labuschagne opening.
Yeah, I heard.
Sam Constas absolutely robbed. I wanted to see him take on Kagiso Rabada, opening over, and hit him for a couple of ramps. But alas, that won't be happening. This is close. Julie Trypas. Oh. And again, we sneak up in ones. But yeah, World Test Championship final. Looking forward to that, starting at Lords. Hopefully a couple of Steve Smith hundreds.
I do have to play tomorrow, but I will be watching at least the first session.
Yep. Connor's got a couple of days off coming up over the next few days, so you can stay up late. I'm picking up, those viewers will know Lachlan Williams very well, picking him up from the airport tonight, so we'll have it on the radio in the car. Then get back to the hotel room and dig in for a good night of Test cricket. And then back here tomorrow for the world's biggest festival of bowls. Got John McCallion watching from Derry in Ireland, another place I'd love to get to. In another poor team league match performance. Hope to learn something useful from these ladies. Well, you'll learn a lot about saving and counting here today.
Yeah.
It's been really interesting contest out of all of the ends that we've had. Just one multiple across them. We've played 10.
Bit of a roughie there from Vicki. She won't be happy with that. She's gone for a little walk off the back of the green, have a drink, recalibrate. Julie looking to make her pay. Her line's good. She got the run though. Actually, that did hold a bit. Turbo Pro holding a tight line. So a little bit messy on both hands here now for the ladies. Oh, gets the user-friendly rub on the inside.
I feel, Troy, that they're kind of playing to what the opposition is playing. If they're close, the next bowler's close. If they're a bit wayward, then they're wayward. It's just trying to beat the closest bowler at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, they're matching each other toe-to-toe, aren't they?
Yeah, and that's why it's just been ones and... I mean, a one multiple, as Val said.
Great correction here.
It's a great correction by Julie Trypas. Let's see if my theory is correct, and Vicki...
Vicki jumps on now. She's got a bit of work to do because the first two weren't terrific. She switched it up, probably rightly so. Just finds the gap. So, fortunately for Vicki, she doesn't have anything within about 4 feet, 4.5 feet at the moment.
Once again, lovely day on the Gold Coast. While it's been a bit chilly, we can't complain about rain or clouds. The sun's been shining.
Well, again, I've got the best seat in the house in the commentary box because I've got the sun poking through on my corner of the desk and I'm baking quite nicely, just about ready to take the jacket off.
Don't have the rug on today, Troy?
Not yet. It'll come out in the third game for sure.
I'm sure it will. I actually did go just fix one of the cameras at the other head, and I must say it is beautiful in that sun.
Now, can Vicky's bowl stay up? It doesn't. It's still, yes, one indicated by marker.
Do you really think it's going to be anything else? This is the law of this game. I think we're going up in ones. We're playing a 40-end thriller.
Well, Julie's got a good opportunity here. She didn't get that one away too sweetly, so that always makes you concerned about the weight. Holding that nice tight line.
It's going to count.
Yep. So there we go. We've got another multiple.
Yep. And, well, they're only going to Julie Trypas at the moment, and this is the danger for Vicki Degenhardt, that she's won 8 ends and lost just the 3, but she's only 3 ahead. And that's where things can just get a little bit nervy if you're playing singles. So it's 8 to 5.
So Julie will be really happy with this start because she's giving Vicki a lot of years of experience. Julie's only been playing 4 years, Vicki 10. So that's significant in bowls experience. But acquitting herself very well. So this is coming in nicely. We're wanting it to try and hold on, but it's starting to really roll on now. Again, they match each other up, Connor.
Yeah. Wouldn't expect anything less. Vicki Degenhardt and Julie Trypas both playing some good bowls here. 5-8 the score to Vicki at the moment. As Val said, just going up in ones. Where Julie has got 2 multiples and singles so far.
Just had Walter Jacobs and Chantal Danieli, the Range Trust of Aero Bowls behind us, just coming to say hello. So great to see them. And Aero, of course, you can get the Actuality logo on anything you need. Aero, they've got the monkey grip as well, which is like Grippo. And now in a tube, so you can go and grab that from the marquee tent here, or the trade marquee, and also go to aerobowls.com.
Right line every time, of course, Val. Julie's
Same
nailed
line
it.
every time.
Same line every time.
The right line every time is Bowls Australia's official podcast.
There you go. Double cross promotion there.
Yep.
Julie
You know what you're doing.
had good line with her Aero Turbo Pros that she's using there with that delivery. Nice correction there from Vicki. So Julie under pressure at the head for the first time in a few ends here. She's 2 down at least, with Vicki still with a bowl to come, so really needs to nail this one.
Yeah, can Vicki pick up her first multiple of the game?
Well, she is, barring catastrophe.
Well, it could be a hefty collect here, and we might see Vicki Degenhardt hop into those double figures, that illustrious number that we talk about, that if you get there first, you tend to go on and take victory. On one occasion in our live stream games has someone gotten to double figures first and not gone on to win. I feel sorry to keep mentioning Wayne Bolton. Oh, has she sent it? Has she sent it? Oh, I'm not so sure, Vicki. That's disappointing. Probably still what are you leaning towards here, Troy? I'm saying 3.
Well, the marker was pretty non-committal on making a decision on the third, so it's reasonably tight.
Yeah, you definitely favour. Well, there's 1, there's 2.
We might be measuring from there.
If this is a 3, I think Vicki will kick herself for not being able to put in that 4th, because a full count when you've only scored in 1s, that is liquid gold.
And it just gives you a mental boost as well. Gives you that confidence boost. If all your bowls count and you get the maximum, you think, I can win this. If I just do that, however many more times, 3 more times, she's won the game.
Exactly. That's the thing, like when you do, and that's why we call it the checkout zone when you hit 17, because that's an Alan Faulknerism, and I've gone with it because I love it. But when you get into that one end to go, then you get that mental boost, and then when you hit 13, you got 2 full counts. Yep. And you're right, Connor.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the checkout zone myself. Not the phrase, but playing it. It's just you're in striking distance of winning, and you just can't get those last final shots.
And that's the thing with singles. You can't tick down a clock or anything like that, because generally you're not really getting too close. What is the total? It is a 3. So she will kick herself, Vicki, for not getting that 4th one in, because there was an eternity of room, but it is a multiple nonetheless. So,
and double figures.
Yep. So 11 shots to 5. She leads it by 6, the South Australian. Things starting to look quite good for her. Desperately needed, that was. What'd you get up to for your birthday last night, Troy?
Oh, very quiet, mate. Just a bit of beef Penang and some coconut rice. Bit of Thai takeaway.
And that's not on the centre line. Just need to get that jack move. Thank you very much. Beautiful. There we go.
Certainly not up your alley. It was pretty warm.
Bit of spice.
You would have liked the chicken fried rice that I had.
Oh, yeah.
That was good. Shout out there to Sid, the House of Siam.
Good on you, Sid.
Just looking for a little bit of free food there, mate.
Well, how many times have I said "oh bagel" on this broadcast, and I've never had anything for free? Although I do get lucky enough at the cafe near home, Lolo and Ren, very good, and also Albion Pizza, right underneath my building. Shout out to Matt. Doubt he'd be listening, but they are the best.
Julia looks pretty heavy here with this one. And she's going to go for a swim. Which, believe it or not, in this winter time on the Gold Coast, the water's about 22 degrees at the moment. It's actually warmer in the water than it is out.
Really? Is it actually? Yep. I am so going there on the weekend. I've all the years I've been coming up here for bowls, I've not gone into the water at all.
I mean, you'll freeze when you get out.
It's fine.
Have an escape plan where you can dry off and get in the car quickly.
Well, we only stay 2 blocks away, so I'll run.
Yeah, I'm planning to go for a swim tomorrow.
There is a pool in the hotel.
There is. I do like the beach, though.
Yeah, nothing beats an ocean swim, does it? Something about the salt and the air.
It's healing.
Yeah, it is.
Healing waters.
Now, I was lucky enough in April, May to get to swim in the Mediterranean and just off the coast of Magaluf in Majorca, and the water was crystal clear. We had a pool overlooking the ocean. They had frappuccinos at the bar down there, had some cocktails. It was beautiful. If anybody is going to Majorca, would 100% love to, or you would 100% have to get to Magaluf and just have a look at the beach there.
Great shot, Vicky.
See, Jenny L in the comments, need to see what this famous blanket looks like. Well, if you go onto last night's streams, last game of the day in the women's pairs.
Between Elise Anderson and Christine Baxter and Sheena Smythe and Debbie Jackson.
And go to about the last minute of the stream, you'll be able to see Troy Corber all rugged up.
Well,
quite literally.
I'm glad you don't have a still to put up. That's very handy. I was shocked I should have realised, but it was being broadcast inside the Broadbeach Bowls Club to a packed house, and then I had to walk through it later. So it's very hard for me to sheepishly walk through anywhere at 2 metres tall.
How many times have someone made that silly joke? Oh, well, how's the weather up there?
Oh.
Does it get done?
And the really obvious one, gee, you're tall.
Oh, that's a Paul Holschke. I remember Paul, of course, you'll know, is the events coordinator here at Bowls Australia. I think the first AO he did, someone came into the back room and he looks at him and he goes, "Oh, you're tall. You play basketball?"
Oh, that's the other one. Oh, you must play basketball.
No, I play a better sport that starts with a B.
That's right.
It's called bowls. Speaking of, big bowl coming up for Julie Trypas. Down another couple.
I think she's down 3 too.
Yeah, not sure she sent this. It's coming. It's coming.
Tailing away. Look at that rip across now.
Oh, and as you can see, none of this rink is covered by shadows at the moment. And Julie Trypas in a little bit of trouble. Vicki Degenhardt starting to make her moves here.
Could be so cutthroat singles, can't it?
Yep.
Julie was right in this game two ends ago.
Oh, yeah, it was 8-5 and now a 3, and then most likely another 3. That's 6 shots.
It is a 3. Takes the score to 14-5. Vicki Degenhardt racing away with this at the moment. As we say, singles, it's anything can happen. Momentum swings. It changes all the time.
So after 13 ends, we were ticking up in singles. She's won 10 of the 13 that we've played. You'd think if you saw that number on a piece of paper, you'd be like, oh, well, the match might almost be over by now. Got Christopher Trypas on the comments saying, Jules, come on, no pressure. Relation, no doubt. Just a tick over 10 o'clock in the morning local time. Not a breath of wind this morning. It's funny what a lack of wind does to the temperature. Christopher Trypas is Julie's son. Great to have your company and glad you're enjoying the Australian Open from afar. Julie's doing a great job. I think, was this her first AO?
It is Julie's first AO.
Great to see. We've already had a couple of people in there maiden Australian Opens. I think this might be the 4th or 5th. And it's awesome to see. And this is the beauty of the AO. You could be one of the 3,500 entrants and you might get live streamed.
Well, how about that lovely gentleman, Bernie, we met this morning?
Yes.
Been watching it for years, and he's from South Australia, Sejuna, and he's made the trek up this year to have a run.
Great to see. And he was nice. He asked for an autograph this morning, and I said, really?
You were used to that, Val?
No. I've only signed maybe 4 or 5.
It was a bit cruel to rip out the Aaron Sheriff page.
Yeah,
so
I whited out the Aaron Sheriff autograph and plastered mine right over his.
So many great characters in bowls. It's fantastic, meeting all sorts of different people. Get a great sense of community at this type of event. People from all walks of life, from all parts of Australia, coming together with that common interest. It's a real celebration of our great game.
It is. And yeah, from Sejuna in South Australia, as we get one of the flyovers come. I missed the plane, damn it. I love seeing the planes that fly up the coast.
Sadly, they've cancelled the air show expo this year.
Why?
We have a big air show each year when all these fighter jets from around the world come in. It's huge. It's fantastic.
At Coolangatta Airport?
No. Here, not far from here, in sort of the surface area. But we copped a lot of beach erosion from Cyclone Alfred.
Is that still there?
There's just about every kilometre of our beachfront from Burleigh to Surface Paradise was really badly affected.
Yeah, the footage was insane. I'm going to go have a look at that on the weekend just to see what it did. And yeah, like obviously it's one of the most beautiful beaches because you've got that contrast of skyscrapers and water, and you know it is truly one of the more beautiful sights that you'll see in this country. You know, a bit of everything, and it was so sad. I'm glad so many people escaped more damage than what could have been with Cyclone Alfred. As we look at the total here, is it 1 or 2 for Vicki Degenhardt?
I like it for 2.
I agree, Troy. Connor?
Just go to 1.
All right. You are trying to be different today.
I think it's 1. I don't know if it's the camera angle. I just can't tell.
You're going 0-2 here, Connor.
We need to get an overhead, like a spider cam or something.
They cost money.
They do.
And a drone.
Yeah, well, Aidan Davis has brought the drone up, and I think he's back today, so maybe we'll get him. We'll connect the drone up to Switcher and just have him stand out here for 7 hours.
Wouldn't be annoying for the players at all, would it?
No.
Having a drone hovering and buzzing around them.
Imagine the bzzz just for the whole day.
Used to like the old school coverage where they'd have the concentric circles around the jack.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Well, they had it at Birmingham, and it was quite good.
You could do it on a bowls green. Like we were talking about curling. I think it was yesterday, Troy. They have the curling rink. They have the circles, so you can kind of tell. You don't need to get the measure out.
You might actually be on the board, Connor.
No, I think it's 2.
Was it? I thought it might have been shorter, that bowl with the tape, but it's fair away.
I'm wrong again.
Bad
It
luck,
is 2.
Bad luck. You keep having a dig every end, you'll get one right. Eventually.
So Vicki Degenhardt now up to 16-5. It's quickly getting away from Julie Trypas here.
Yep. And this is the thing, like, the damn wall can hold up for a long time, but sometimes when it breaks hard. Like the flooding Zambezi. Yeah, Samsung TV Plus that I've got at home has a River Monsters channel, and he goes fishing in the. Have you ever watched that show?
No.
He goes fishing in the Zambezi, just where they used to have a dam, and it is a powerful, powerful river. Would recommend, actually, if you enjoy your fishing shows, or they dramatise it a lot. He goes and finds these monsters in rivers, and some of the things that these rivers are carrying, quite insane. And there's another piece of useless information for you all.
There's definitely been a wildlife theme this week. We don't have the budget to bring David Attenborough in for a guest spot, so you'll just have to deal with our knowledge.
Imagine we got him commentating bowls.
Great, wouldn't it?
Yep. The bowl transcends its way along the green, resting quite close to the jack.
Put him with Morgan Freeman. Let him take our jobs.
Yep. Well, you'd gladly give up, wouldn't you? David Attenborough, Morgan Freeman.
I think we'd get more than just a few thousand people watching the live stream if that was the case.
Vicki Trypas, much needed bowl she just put in. Julie Trypas, should I say?
Now, the way it's hooping out there, that shouldn't be in her way, but she might want to try and stay away from that. But to me, that bowl, on the other hand, is just as dangerous because it's bending from out there as well. So needs to be a little careful.
Well, yeah, this is probably the least amount of shadows that we've seen on the rink for this time of the day. There's a lot more warmth coming from the sky, which is nice. I'm not complaining at all. But great to have your company wherever you're watching. Rinkside Live, Day 5 of the 2025 Australian Open. Women's singles action for you today. We've got men's fours tomorrow, women's fours Friday, and then the knockouts. They start on Saturday.
I'm just surprised Vicky's staying on the backhand here. She has a good half underneath her own on the forehand. She can hit it up. She can sit the yellow. Trouter Jack, well, it's got a good spot.
Well, with that bowl in that position now, Connor, maybe she'll see that and go, that is the hand to play. Julie will be hoping to close it off. Front knocker would be ideal. She's on a pretty fair line. Well,
That's a great bowl by Julie Trypas.
it's not a front knocker, but it's just as good. That is a very, very good bowl.
Would you play weight here if you were Vicki Degenhardt?
She could get off the inside of the front one and get the other.
Get the both or get Jack clean? She's sticking to her backhand.
I think she's just comfortable on that hand. She's been playing nearly all her bowls on that hand, so maybe she's just not confident to play that other one.
Well, this could be a very promising end for Julie Trypas if she makes do of this free kick.
At 16-5 down, she needs to make every post a winner.
Yep.
She's got 4.5 feet of room here. She must make this count.
Oh, has she sent this, though? Sometimes that free kick can just... It's very tantalising, and you can just underdo it, and we've seen Vicki do it. Now we've seen Julie do it, but a 2 nonetheless. It is something, but you fear that as though it's not enough. Sarah Trypas watching as well. Come on, Jules. Need plenty more of them, Mum. Family affair, this. It's great. But it is a 2, and of the 4 ends she's won, 3 of them have been a multiple. So, it's something. If she can get this, she's put the mat right up.
Yeah, big change of length here.
This is good. I like it. I love the tactic. 9 shots the difference, but a big total desperately needed. If you are Julie Trypas, left one on the rink in the last end.
Got this out on a reasonable line.
Great start.
Right up onto the jack. Just under, but great bowl.
Next matchup is at 11:45 a.m, so in an hour and a half's time, between Annette McCormick of Victoria and Dawn Owens of New Zealand. Well, we know how the Dawns go on these greens. Dawn Heyman winning a World Championship gold medal with Lindsay Clark and Kelsey Cottrell just 10 metres away in 2023. What a day that was. Lindsay Clark's swan song. Images of her being carried off by Chrissy and Els, entering the twilight, or the end of her career, the sunset of her career, as a World Championships gold medalist on top of the world. One of the best ever to do it.
And arguably one of the nicest people you could ever possibly meet.
Yep.
Can never do enough for you.
Hashtag be like Linny. It's an inside joke that the two of us have, and it's very true. Been lucky enough to work very closely with her on a few things, and she's an absolute star of a person.
It's going to run a tad, but it's going to count.
Oh, yeah. Julie Trypas doing some damage.
As I said, Val, momentum changes in an instant. We're seeing this right now. A change of length. Throwing Vicki off a bit. She's dropping them short.
I think she's concerned about flying through the head, and
Yeah.
she's just not getting down and through the bowl.
Well, now, Julie Trypas, if she can put one in here, an opportunity to net a third and really heap some pressure on Vicki Degenhardt.
What she wouldn't give for a 1 foot trail here down the line.
I don't think she's too happy with it at all. And like the previous end, just can't capitalise when she's on top. Will that come back to bite her? Holding 2 currently, which would make it 16-9, but Vicki Degenhardt with a chance to go into that checkout zone. Such a smooth release, doesn't she, Vicki? Not much wrong with it at all. She's well pointed.
It's a track.
But the weights, I think she's going to find the gap. Oh, wow. That's stiff. That was a really fine effort. So I'm still saying that this is 2. And you're telling me there's a chance.
So 2 confirmed by Marco Pierce. Julie continuing with the mat up. No, she's going to stay in bounds. A bit worried about where that was tracking, but it's held.
So having a look at the ends that have been won, we've played 16. 5 of them won by Julie Trypas, 11 for Vicki Degenhardt. But 8 of those 11 were singles. 4 of the 5 for Julie Trypas have been 2s or 3s, or have been 2s. So 8 shots from 4 ends won plus another single. She's only 7 behind, and the ends one, the gap is quite vast. So this is a really good performance from Julie. She's able to capitalise when she needs to. Yes, she's left a couple out there, but she's playing her first AO. You can't be harsh. She's doing a hell of a lot better than most people would. So this is a really fine performance and really gritty determination from Julie.
She has improved her line somewhat from the first. Can it hang around? It will. That'll be number 1.
Ascendancy well and truly with the Curry products. 2 ends in a row for the first time today. Both of them 2s from 16.5 down. She's got it to 16.9.
She's out on a good line again.
Better believe she is. How is the weight? Just needs to keep on rolling. Keep on moving. Doesn't. That hurts. Would have loved a little trail of that jack towards her other 2. Really heap on the pressure on Vicki Degenhardt, who can't quite get into that checkout zone yet.
That's a goal in AFL terms. Finds that hole.
Need a goal umpire out here.
David Roden.
That's all right, David Roden, former Tiger and Power Demon. It's funny, after this bowl they to rest it, they were talking, that's not...
Well, I think she's definitely made 2.
Yeah.
Has she made 3?
It's close.
Oh.
Probably not.
Marcus saying 1 on a measure.
Yeah, I think that second one, because if you look at where that blue bowl is, it's just that little bit further up the green, but the angles are different, so this is going to be close.
Well,
Vicki coming up to have a look here.
I will eat my hat if that yellow doesn't beat the blue at the back.
And you are wearing one.
Ooh. You want some sauce of that, Troy?
I'll
Spicy
eat my
sauce.
hat.
So, yeah, they were talking, speaking of David Roden, they were saying when Richmond played Essendon, they were saying who were the 2 leading goal kickers for Richmond on the field that night. Who had kicked more goals for Richmond? It was Camden McIntosh and David Roden, goal umpire.
I did hear that.
That's how young the team was.
Well, for mine, Vicky's due. She's put in some real bombs at times, and I just feel like she's due.
She's taking her time to look at the head. Down to her weight, because her track is beautiful here. She's just going to run through.
Wow.
Hey, Troy, we're going to see if you're eating your hat or not.
Indeed.
Troy Corber has the knife and fork out.
I'm not concerned.
Is it a 2 to Julie Trypas, and has she gone 2-2-2? Going to get a measure. She wants it.
That's making the heart beat a little bit more. They want to measure.
What do we think, ladies and gentlemen? Is Troy Corber going to have to eat his hat? And have we only got a 5-shot game? Sarah Trypas and Chris Trypas, they're enjoying themselves on the comments because Mum is coming back hard.
Okay.
And it's 2. I think Troy likes
Di's
it.
holding us in suspense.
And the hat stays on the head and out of the stomach. 16,
Never worried.
11. So 3 ends in a row now for Julie Trypas, and all of a sudden, things starting to get a little bit nervy for Vicki Degenhardt.
She strings another couple of scores, even if they're singles. She wins these next 2 ends. It is game on.
Yep. Vicky's just struggling a bit with the short ends at the moment, Troy. Just struggling to get her weight. We saw her drop 3 bowls short coming back this way last time. And then last end, she was just running through a bit. She's just...
And if you think back to, say, and this is, shoulda, woulda, coulda. But if Vicki continued on that trend of only winning ones in ends 12, 13 and 14, where she netted 8 shots from those 3 ends, you take off 5 and it's bang on 11, or bang on 11 each. So
she must have heard me out because she isn't nailed it. She's nailed that weight now.
Those multiples that she scored have proved to be absolutely vital.
This is where it's really important for Julie to get something close. Even if she ends up dropping this end, if she drops it, she can only drop 1.
Yep, a 2 makes things all the more difficult. And this, it's motoring along. Needs to stay on at the back. Needs to stay on. And it hasn't, so this is danger. Vicki can get another one on and just behind. This could be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
It's looking good again, Val. Right behind as well. Look at that.
Oh, that's magnificent.
Perfect.
Julie Trypas needs to get one close here.
She looked down to the ground very quickly after releasing that. I'm not sure she was that happy, and she's not. So the alarm bells are ringing very loudly here now for Julie Trypas.
So, Vicki Degenhardt wanting it to get down. Well, it's going to count. We know that. It's not her best effort at the end, but, when you've put all your others so close, well, this is it. If Julie can't get anything close, this match is as good as over.
Strange things have happened. I've seen people 20 to 3 up and still lost.
Line's good.
It's so close.
Line is very good.
Julie Trypas. Oh, wow. Has she cut it down, though?
I don't know that she has.
2 and a measure.
2 and a measure called.
I'm not going to put my hat on it, but I like it for 3.
Vicki Degenhardt, all she has to do now is get this in. If she can make it at least a 3, will go a long way to determining this match.
The line is well and truly good enough. And that's going to count.
Unbelievably done.
Great head of bowls from Vicki Degenhardt right when she needed it. She could well go to within one of securing this game.
And that's a full count there.
Yep. A full 4. And that could be the icing on the cake. 1 shot required now for Vicki Degenhardt, who has fought off a spirited Julie Trypas. Not over yet. You still got to get that last shot, but makes it all the more difficult now when you've got to be nigh on perfect.
Well and truly in the checkout zone.
Yep. The groceries are on the conveyor belt. Got the card out, ready to pay. Flybys is scanned.
Julie's only hope is that the FPOS is out.
Yep.
Card gets declined.
Yep. Need to transfer some money, maybe. She's still in the frozen food section with the trolley full.
And Vicki, what a start here. Oh, just need a trail.
Kind of alluded to it before that they're very difficult to get these last shots. And I think that's a lot of that is because the opposition goes to another level of concentration and application because they realise what's on the line and that they can't afford to muck up. And they just lift a little bit on a lot of occasions. Julie won't be happy with that one.
Now, especially when you've got to try and get a total to try and get back into it as quickly as possible. The higher she scores, the less opportunities there are for Vicki to continue to play ends.
Well, she's not going to make 10 ones in a row to win this. She's going to have to do it with some multiples. Look at this for a change of hands coming in here.
She's just gone up another level, hasn't she, Vicki Degenhardt?
What a great change of hands.
Something's on fire, and it might be Vicki Degenhardt.
Dude.
Heart's on fire. Is that a song?
Bruce, the boss. I won't subject you to me singing the chorus.
And Sweet Caroline makes an appearance on the deck here. And it's Sweet Degenhardt at the moment. Everything's coming out sweetly, and the result seems like it's going to be sweet. I immediately want to just grab a microphone anytime I see this and go and get everyone singing it like I do at the BPL. On a Friday night, my voice is generally gone. People want me to sing it as well, and I'm like, no, this is your job. I just rev you up. It's a holding game at the moment. Vicki Degenhardt, just the consistency has been phenomenal. Was able to overcome that string of ones that she scored, and since the 8th end win for her, this is close. Oh, mighty fine effort. So she won 8 ends in a row, Troy and Connor, or 8 ends, all singles. She was up 8-3. Since then, she's won 4 ends. 3-3-2-4. The accelerator well and truly pushed down, like the sports mode on my hire car up here.
Vicki will be wanting to try and cover this wide yellow because that's really Vicki's only chance of getting shot. She's got to get to the outside edge of that blue bowl, roll the jack across to her own. Can potentially sit the bowl clean.
Here you go. All comes down to this bowl. What can Julie Trypas do? Can she extend it for another end?
She's, interestingly enough, she's changed her hand.
Yep,
she's
gone
not a
with a bit
long
away.
way.
She's so close. Boom. Julie Trypas, take a bow. We go on.
What a big bowl.
She'll take one, and it's 20-12. Brilliantly done from the New South Wales products. She'll be very happy with that.
And first time we've really seen any sort of aggressive weight from either of the ladies in the game. And she's executed that beautifully.
Very nicely played.
And most importantly for her, getting back on the length where she was most successful. She's got that mat back.
8 shots behind. Can this be rectified? Bit of room for Vicki Degenhardt to pounce here. It's been an enjoyable fight. I think that, you see a 20-12 scoreline, and we'll update that on the scoreboard soon, but you see a 20-12 scoreline, you think, oh, this person's probably had it their own way a lot of the time. But there's been a lot of swings and roundabouts.
Out in a good line. Her weight's going to be the thing that's going to kill her here.
Might be the shot though, Troy.
Could be.
At this point, that's all you're wanting, the shot.
Coming in, looking to sit her own and stay around. I reckon that's the one.
Under blue.
Yep.
The marker is indicated. When you're Julie Trypas and you can't afford to even lose a shot, you're not worrying about setting up the head.
Nah.
You're just trying to get shot.
Well, the good thing for Julie is it's not as difficult as last end at this stage. She's got about 3 feet of room.
Julie wanting to impress her kids on the comments. Had Sarah and Christopher watching on, and Chris has just said, not going to lie, I've never watched. Well, happy first time, Chris.
And I tell you what, Chris, one of the most common phrases I hear in bowls is, geez, I wish I had taken this game up ages ago. Don't be that person, Chris. Get out in the green with Mum.
Yep. Vicki Degenhardt. Pretty well pointed. Has it got the weight? It's going to go through. So it comes down to this again. Her last bowl to try and save this. Going to come up and have a look. Yes, she is. I like that. Julie Trypas just needs to compose herself, figure out what she needs. I think it's just dead draw weight.
Well, she's made it slightly difficult for herself because she made the decision with the third bowl to change hands after she'd had 2 on her forehand. She's then gone out on the backhand and drifted out wide and heavy. So let's see. The good thing is there is no traffic. So she's got an open hand on either side.
Julie Trypas, can she save it again? Might be travelling a little too much unless she hits her own and
rolls back
flops.
up. Yes,
Has she?
That's naughty.
Has she?
No, Vicky, you got to come back up and play this. And she's making the frustrating walk all the way back. Or are we shaking hands?
I think Vicky's a bit unsure at the moment.
No,
but
you got to play it, Vicky. You have to.
When in doubt, you're down.
Well, there's really no danger for her just to draw on the forehand.
You can even sit that ball away, stay.
Don't be short.
Are we going to go again? Julie Trypas has said, well, I'm going to keep asking you the questions.
Nerves of steel, Julie, hasn't she?
Yep. Sure, Christopher and Sarah on the comments, they wouldn't have gotten away with anything as kids.
Here we go.
Is this the final bowl? Needs to swing. No, we're going on again. We are going on again, I reckon.
I think they'll look to measure.
They will, but...
Bowser, put it down.
Nah, I've put it down. It's a 1. Has to be.
He's already put in the bowls link.
Has to be. I'm not pressing enter just yet. Has to be Julie's here.
Getting a measure out.
Di Pierce is going to do the honours.
I'll eat my microphone. Sarah Trypas saying fight. Imagine that. You have to fight for the shot, and I was right. I don't have to eat the microphone. Thank heavens for that. 20-13. We go on again. She saved it with her last bowl twice in a row here, Julie Trypas. We continue on.
Maybe it's something we could innovate for BPL. Instead of having a tiebreaker, we have like a ice hockey stoush.
All in brawl.
At the end of the second set. Last bowler standing.
Oh, doesn't want to lose the jack. Doesn't. But the funny thing would be if you get, like, say, with a really big boisterous characters of the BPL. Imagine Maddie Flapper and Kevin Anderson.
Yeah. That'd be Titanic.
Yep.
Or it could be really nasty if it was Cody Packer and Maddie Flapper.
Then what you do, I'll get on the DJ decks and play My Heart Will Go On. The all-conquering music.
Julie Trypas, first bowl, she's just got the adrenaline's running through her. She's just raced into the ditch there.
The funny thing is, and it's cruel that she dropped that 4 on end 18, because she's won 5 of the last 6 ends in this match. So Vicky has, she's been in the checkout zone, but the second half of this match, she's not had it all her own way at all, and it's only really these big multiples that she's been able to net that have got her this lead. Julie has been thereabouts. Christopher on the comments, living on the edge here in Melbourne.
Keeps this one on.
Like you're in a good part of the world.
Well, Vicky's just got to keep posing the questions.
Yep. And she's done that the last 2 ends. If you can, and essentially sending the message, if you can beat me, then you've got me.
Yeah, fair play. And that's a pretty good one. That's about just shy of 2 feet from the jack. Julie's going to switch over and try and get inside that one.
Carly Mitchell on the comments as well, just saying, as they say, the last one is harder to get for some reason. And you're right, it's even like having a match point in tennis. You're just thinking about it. And yes, it's the same routine, same setup as any other shot, any other point, but it's harder to get.
Sorry, our camera is a bit glitchy there.
Yep.
Well, Julie's going to have to do it with the last bowl again here. Can Vicky lock down the head? Even something that counts in the draw line would be very handy. She's not going to get in the draw line. Oh, she gets a bowl up in the draw line, though.
Once again.
Julie Trypas. Can she save it for a third successive end? The problem is Vicki will have one more afterwards. Nerves of steel so far.
She's tight.
She's gone big. She's going to be under. And the resistance has been broken. Vicki Degenhardt. She won't put this last one down. Game over. What a brilliant display that was from both. It was an enthralling battle. You wouldn't normally say that about a 21-13 result, but I really enjoyed that contest. There was a lot that rode on a lot of the heads. It was a couple of really big ends from Vicki Degenhardt late that put the match to bed, really. A 3, and a 2, then a 4 to get her from 8 to 20 within the space of just a few ends. So brilliantly done from Vicki Degenhardt of the Adelaide Bowling Club in South Australia. She defeats Julie Trypas of Curry in New South Wales 21-13. A big thank you to you, Troy Corber.
Thank you, Val.
And Connor Munnings, well done to you, my friend.
Thank you, Val. And exactly 1 hour to our next game.
Exactly right, 11:45 a.m. or check your local guides wherever you are from. Annette McCormick of Victoria against Dawn Owens from New Zealand. From Val Febo, Connor Munnings and Troy Corber, it's goodbye for now, and we'll see you in an hour.